Jason Taylor, NBC Sports Network, Pro Football Talk analyst in the Man Cave. And Fritzy, if you'll escort Jason in. If Jason would like to stop by McLovin's desk, McLovin did say that he would like to have Jason bull rush him. You know what?
I actually didn't say that. But.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
He's a little healthier than I thought, Dan.
Yeah, well, he's not that far removed from playing. So, McLovin, if you'd like to, yeah, Paulie.
McLovin said something about Jason Taylor, like he doesn't look like he was a defensive end in the NFL. He looks.
I
more
did
like,
not say that.
He said he looks like a slender former college power forward.
Yeah. Well, during the next commercial break, Jason, come on in and sit down, Jason.
Where am I supposed to walk?
Yeah, right here, right there. And we'll see what you got, McLovin, during the next commercial break. So, Jason Taylor, 15 years in the NFL. I think, 6-time Pro Bowler, something like that? Does that sound right?
That. Who's counting?
Yeah, you forgot. He joins us now. So you went to Akron, but you weren't recruited by Ohio State.
No.
Okay.
No. I wouldn't have went anyway.
You would not?
No. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I'm a Pitt fan growing up. Don't really like Ohio State. Never have.
If Ohio State recruited you, you would have gone to Akron instead?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'm hating. Heck no, I'd have been there in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I would have been there in a heartbeat.
But do you hate Ohio? Even though you went to Ohio.
The actual place, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I live in Miami now, so I'm from Pittsburgh, so that was crappy enough. And then I took a step down to go to Ohio for a while. For 5 years.
Did you want the Steelers to draft you?
I never wanted to play at home. I wanted to get away, and there was always this rumor Pittsburgh doesn't pay their players very well, and it's cold and nasty. And I actually wanted to be in Miami, and I got very lucky.
You're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, not the University of Pittsburgh paying their players, right? I just want to make sure we got that right.
But both.
Yeah.
I'm sure Marino took a pay cut when he left Pitt. Trust me. Did I just say that? Was that my outside voice?
Did you ever talk to Marino about that?
Getting paid in college?
Yeah.
No, we usually don't go there.
You don't?
No.
Okay, what's the wildest story you ever heard? If you don't want to put in names, but just the wildest recruiting story you heard.
I haven't heard a whole lot, really. Guys don't talk about those kind of things.
About how much they got paid?
It's assumed. Depending on the school you go to, like when I say I went to Akron, they're like, oh yeah, he just sucked and had nowhere else to go. But when you have guys that I play with guys that went to Alabama or Florida.
And what did they get?
The Florida Gators up that. Everything.
It's money?
Ask Urban Meyer what he's paying the guys at Ohio State now. Yeah, those guys they all take pay cuts when they get drafted.
Now, how much money do you think you would get at an SEC school?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever your mom and dad need, or if they need a new car. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, listen, when there's an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid driving around the class in a Mercedes, chances are Burger King didn't buy that. Yeah.
You still think it goes on?
I'm starting all kind of stuff on that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But is it usually the booster? I mean, you can't have a paper trail here.
No, I mean, the head coach of Florida can't write a check from his personal account. But there are plenty of ways for people to kind of massage the rules or get around the rules or take care of things. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to get it taken care of.
Are you just angry that you didn't get anything from Akron?
Yeah, I'm very bitter. You see how bitter I am.
Did you get a scooter or a moped?
And I got a Pell Grant. And took out a loan so I could buy McDonald's.
All right, so Ohio State didn't recruit you. You're bitter about that. You didn't get any money. You're bitter about that. Anything else you're bitter about?
How much time you got? I'm an Alabama fan because I like Nick Saban, and they didn't make it, so I'm pissed off about that.
Did you like him when he was with the Dolphins?
I did. Yeah, I was the only person in Miami that liked him.
What was it about that you liked Nick Saban?
A genius football mind. I mean, he really was. I learned a lot in the 2 years that I played for him, defensively, and just the whole idea of running an organization and being around football. He was hard on players. He was tough. He was tough to deal with. But he loved his guys, but he was very demanding, particularly with the rookies and the defensive back. So there's a reason why a lot of guys didn't like him. Then the way he left, people got upset about, which I had no problem with. But he was.
Yeah, but he said he wasn't going to Alabama.
What was he supposed to say? I mean, they're asking him in November. Jim Harbaugh learned from the Nick Saban experience. He just didn't talk about it. He just shut up for a month, and then as soon as the season was over, he was like deuces and left. Nick said, what was he supposed to say? They're asking him in November because he talked to somebody at Alabama, and he, after saying, I don't want to talk about it, no, I'm not going to be the coach. You know what? He changed his mind. This is America.
But do you think that he'd already made up his mind he was leaving?
Probably. I think when he took Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees and realized it was the wrong quarterback, it was time to start looking elsewhere.
Did you know?
It's a lot easier to get a quarterback when you need one in Alabama. You can go out and recruit a bunch and get the guy you want. Or if you're at Florida, you can go pay whoever you want and get him in. And it's different. Okay. Obviously, you could tell I don't like Florida either.
No, I can tell that. Okay, if Saban makes the right decision and takes Drew Brees, would he have stayed at Miami?
He would have stayed longer than he did. We would have. He may have eventually moved on, but I think we would have won. I think we would have won, had a chance to win the championship.
But that style, though, can that style work? Urban Meyer. There's certain guys that you just say they're control freaks and they have to be in college because you can control that more than you can the pros.
Yeah, and in those 2 years that Nick was there, you could see the change. I mean, he was backing away from some of the college things. I mean, he got some pushback from some of the veteran guys, and then once he started trusting, he developed that trust with guys like myself and Zach Thomas and Junior Seau. I mean, it started to change a little bit. So it was getting a bit more. I don't want to say lax because it was very militant at first. But it was getting a bit more where it needed to be on the professional level.
He's Jason Taylor, former All-Pro defensive end, now working for Pro Football Talk as an analyst on NBCSN with Mike Florio, who's the host of Pro Football Talk. When you see Peyton Manning the last month of the season, I said there was something wrong, but I didn't know physically what was wrong. It just felt like there was something wrong. As a former player, if you were playing against him, would you be able to tell that there was something that was different about Peyton Manning?
Well, you could put the tape on from the last month, and it was evident that something was going on. Whether it was the leg, we come to find out now it was the leg, but is his shoulder hurt? Something's wrong. Is his back? He wasn't throwing the ball the same way, wasn't driving the football. Now, some of that was masked because Anderson was running the ball so well, so they were getting away with really covering up the ailments that Peyton was dealing with, but it became evident this past weekend. It was, you hate to see that. He didn't throw the ball very well and struggled, and then all of a sudden, to everyone's surprise yesterday, we're about to go on air at 5:30, and at 5:15, the whole Denver Bronco organization just blows up.
It's amazing, though, that Elway would just detonate it.
Yeah. I mean, being in the league 15 years and being around the game for 18 years, it's you think you've seen it all and nothing surprises you. But yesterday at 5:15, I was really blown away that John Fox left. And then when the news came during the show that everybody was leaving, everyone was gone or released, it was like, I mean, look at all the questions now. I mean, Peyton Manning, how does he go back to an organization that's going to have a new head coach, new everything? I mean, Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas are free agents. They paid the money for the defense to kind of revamp it, to get over that hump, and that blew up in their face. I mean, it's a lot of things going on.
I can't see if Elway makes this decision, it's almost as if he knows he doesn't want Peyton to come back. Because I'll take Peyton back with these guys, or at least try to keep some of them, and have John Fox in there. I make one more run.
One more maybe.
One more run. Unless he feels like we can't make that run with this group, and that includes Peyton Manning. That was the feeling I had initially. And then you're going to bring in maybe Gary Kubiak?
Yeah, it feels like it's the white flag has been thrown up. It really does. And for wholesale changes like that, when they said John Fox was leaving, and I thought, okay, maybe the natural progression would be Adam Gase to move to head coach, which I still thought would be tricky because being an offensive coordinator versus a head coach is way different. When you're a head coach, you're managing egos and meeting with players, and then you have to deal with the guy that showed up late in the defensive side of the ball and figure out where you're staying at the hotel. All these things that go on being a head coach, I didn't think it would be an easy transition. But once they pulled the pin on everything there, I think it completely changes, and Peyton's done. I think we saw Peyton Manning's last game as a Denver Bronco, and it was a really bad game for him, and it may be his last one for good.
Best quarterback you ever played against?
Tom Brady.
Not even close.
Tom Brady.
Not even close.
Tom Brady.
Who's second?
Tom Brady.
All right, you know what? We'll take a break, then you'll tell me why. All right, when
Tom
we
Brady.
come back. Jason Taylor, what'd you have, 140 sacks? Is that right?
Yeah, 130 on Tom Brady.
You wish.
Yeah, I do.
Well, did you stay on top of Brady a little bit longer than you would any other quarterback?
No, but he's the only quarterback I ever helped up.
Tom, you helped him up?
He's the only one I ever help up.
All right, we'll continue with Jason Taylor joining us in the Man Cave. Reggie Miller a little bit later on, and John Lynch from Fox will stop by. Coming up on 18 after the hour, this is the Dan Patrick Show.
If I get my hands on you inside, It's like Jonathan Ogden, just stopped, dead in your tracks. You're gonna have to think of strategy.
Does he have insurance?
I have him covered.
Am I covered that too?
No, you're right.
Like liability,
But see,
like in a car
remember
wreck?
when Paulie did this to Michael Strahan?
Yes.
It didn't go well.
Yes, but he survived, barely. Michael Strahan took Paulie and was about to throw him off this 15-foot drop. He blocked him, so he threw him down. Don't do that.
But he said, I think he's...
I don't work out anymore. I'm thin now.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to block you, but Dan's the quarterback. That's the
No.
You're not playing
I'm not
QB?
involved in this. I'm just watching.
No, you're going to stand there. You're going to be
No. I'm not the quarterback.
Oh.
I've seen this doesn't end well, just so you know. So next break,
All right.
I'm unleashing Jason. All right? Paulie did that. He tried to block
Is there
Clay
something?
Matthews.
Is this an extra weight?
And he goes, I want you to hit me like you would normally. And Clay hit him right in the chest with that. Paulie goes, oh. Made it. McLovin talking trash during the commercial break. Jason Taylor wanted to know if McLovin had medical coverage. He is insured. The former Dolphin great, All-Pro, 140 sacks that's automatic Hall of Fame, right?
No, I have to correct you. It's 139 and a half.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay, 139. So then you might not get in the Hall of Fame.
Right. That half means a lot.
But that's automatic for a Hall of Fame, right?
No, nothing's automatic. Listen, Strahan took an extra year to get in than I thought he would. I don't know. If it happens, great. I don't even think about it. It's very humbling to even be in that conversation. So if it happens, then great. If not, I enjoyed it.
How many more years till you're eligible?
2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
And the thing that people have not brought up with all of the passing going on is sack totals will go up because you get more opportunities to sack these quarterbacks. So you can have 125 or 30 or 40 sacks, and we might look at that number and say, that's not good enough in 5 or 10 years from now.
Absolutely. The game has changed. I mean, when I came in 97, it was a predominantly run league, and people worried about, you had to run the power O and the counter and the lead and the days of fullbacks and 2 and 3 tight ends. And now, tight ends don't want to block, most of them. They're glorified receivers. I mean, and they pass the ball 65% of the time, 68% of the time. So it's a different game. It's fun for a pass rusher now. I would have loved to play now, but there's also the other things that change too. The days of the 7-step drop are really gone. The ball comes out a lot quicker. So as the game progresses to more of a passing game, and also the speed of getting the ball out changes as well. But
who didn't you get?
Who did I not sack?
Yeah.
But I wanted. Well, I never sacked Marino, obviously, because I played with him. Jim Kelly got away. I got John Elway. I mean, a lot of the big ones I had a chance to. Montana, no. The rest. I got a bunch. I have a list actually. The guys at the office put together a list of all the quarterbacks I've sacked. There's someone there.
You didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, I'm like, he played quarterback when?
Tyler Thigpen.
I think he was at the Dolphins for a minute.
Oh, well, he was in Kansas City as well.
Was he? I don't know if I got him.
Okay, so
Probably.
why Brady the best quarterback of all time?
I mean, just look at his body of work. I mean, obviously, he has the 3 championships and the 5 Super Bowls that he's been to, but year in and year out, that team is at the top. And yes, they have a great organization, a great owner. Bill Belichick does a fantastic job, but as we all see, this is a quarterback-driven league. And when you have Tom Brady in your building, in your meeting rooms, and in your huddle, you always have a chance to win. He's taken guys that we had no idea who his receiving core was, even early in this season. I think they were 2-2 early in the season, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's over. Tom Brady needs to retire. They need to bring in another quarterback." At what point do they bench Tom Brady and start moving on? Guess who's playing this week at home?
So Brady's the only quarterback you helped up.
Yeah, I might have messed up once or twice and helped somebody else up, but probably let go of their hand halfway up.
Did you purposely help Tom Brady up?
Yeah, that was my guy. I liked Tom a lot and had a lot of respect for him. We competed against each other twice a year, and while the Patriots usually won a lot of those games, it was always a battle when we played. And
did you ever say anything during the game to him?
We were friends off the field, so no, not really. No, we never really talked trash. He would get mad every once in a while and kind of at his lineman or whatever if I hit him, or maybe I hit him too hard, or I think once I kind of scooped him up a little bit and drove him into the ground, and he got a little upset. But
you scooped him up in your arms, is what you're saying?
No, let's clarify this. I'll show you in a minute, but no, I came down on him. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, so when I came down on him, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like I picked him up like a child and laid down with him.
I'm surprised I laid him down gently. I'm surprised they allow that, the pile driving in the NFL. When a defensive player, weighing 300 pounds is going to have all that weight driving a quarterback into the ground.
They don't allow it. I mean, back in the day, like I'm old, but I mean, you can get away with a little bit more of it, but it's why not? It's football. He's got pads on. All the stuff they do to us, it's so hard to get there. You know what the crazy thing about football is? People talk about pass rushers, and I don't think they understand how difficult it is to get to a quarterback and actually get a full sack. They may, in the course of a season, they may throw the ball against you 700 times, 800 times nowadays, or 600 times, whatever it is. Call it 700 times a year. A team passes the ball against you. If you get 15 sacks, if you get them on the ground 15 out of 700, you're an all-pro.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
It's not a good ratio there.
No, it's not. I mean, it's the failure rate is so high. It's such a great game. No, I love it.
If I said Andrew Luck or Russell Wilson, who would you rather go against as a defensive end?
Wow, that's a tough question. You probably say Andrew Luck. You know where he's going to be. While he will get out and run a little bit, the bigger guys like that are more of a sitting target, and that's really hard to say with Luck because he does run.
He does move.
Russell Wilson runs very well. He'll get out of the pocket. He's smart when he gets out of the pocket. He runs the pass with Russell Wilson. That's a great quality he has. He'll escape the pocket, run laterally to the line of scrimmage, and have the ball in a throwing position until the last minute, and then run very smartly and get down. So it's tough to choose either one. I give the nod to Russell Wilson because he won the championship. Going forward, I think Andrew Luck will be one of the all-time greats.
Best athlete you ever went against at quarterback?
Michael Vick. Michael Vick, when he first came in the league. I mean, there was a play. They came to Miami and played us, and we were getting after the offensive line pretty good, and Mike Vick was running around, and I was a pretty fast guy in my prime. I was a pretty fast guy. I wasn't real big, but I ran a 4.5, a high 4.4, and there was a play where I came around the edge, and I actually looped all the way around the backside, and I was coming back at Mike, and he started running away, and I had my hand on his jersey, and I couldn't get a hold of it to pull him down. So I reached again, and my fingertips touched it, and I'm running full speed, and he's running full speed, and then it just progressively got like 2 and 3, and I ended up being about 3 yards away from him, and I just threw it in neutral, like it just. But I'm not going to get
shut
this
it
one.
down.
Threw it in neutral and let go of the clutch and just coasted out of bounds.
He had freakish speed.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and then he could run full speed and flip the ball 50 yards downfield, and he did that on that exact play. He did and completed a pass 40, 50 yards downfield.
Least athletic quarterback.
Oh boy, they're all athletes. I don't want to short anybody, but there's some guys that just aren't going anywhere. Drew Bledsoe wasn't going anywhere, but he was just so big. So he was athletic and big because he could just stand there and take pounding. I mean, you'd be sitting on his back and he'd still try to get rid of the ball, much like Roethlisberger nowadays.
What is it like try to sack Roethlisberger?
It's like trying to tackle a Volkswagen. Yeah, I mean, it's just and you learn as you rush these passes. You don't tackle. You don't go for the sack. And I tell young guys now, when I was playing with them, and even if I talk to young guys now, don't tackle the quarterback. Tackle the ball. You try to get Ben, you try to grab Ben and sling him down, or you try to jump on his back. If he could still have the ball in a position to get rid of it, he's still going to get rid of it. So tackle the ball. That's why I've always prided myself on making those game-changing plays by getting the ball out, strip the ball. If you hit the ball out of his hands, he's going to stop.
Jason Taylor joining us in studio, former Dolphin great, and maybe future Hall of Famer. Not quite sure, right? Now you're being humble. You're being humble.
You never know.
Best defense. Well, who is the best pass rusher now?
Probably J.J. Watt. I mean, it's crazy to say from an interior position, but he's, J.J. Watt's really good. Von Miller's fantastic. You know what? Justin Houston. I'll give it to Justin Houston.
Oh, really?
Justin Houston as an outside rusher. Yeah. I mean, he's got it all: the speed, the bend, the quickness, the handwork, the intensity to rush. But watching J.J. Watt rush from the interior, from a 3 technique or sometimes a shade or 5 technique, it's pretty remarkable too.
What's that mean, shade?
lining up on the center in the A gap. So you're shading the center, but
Okay.
the guard's on your outside shoulder. So it's really a tough position to rush from because you can get a double team, or if the center is sliding away based on protections, then you have a little bit of a seam inside. But I've been in the shade a few times in my career, like 2 times,
Yeah.
maybe 3 times. Excuse me. It didn't work out well for me.
Okay, but do you have any problem giving a defensive player MVP?
No, I don't. Of course not.
Would you vote for J.J. Watt instead of Aaron Rodgers?
I would if his team had more success. Yeah.
They were in the playoff hunt at the end. If they made the playoffs, would you give J.J. Watt MVP?
Probably.
Yeah.
But he was sitting in the same position I was in January watching the playoffs. And it's really tough to say. He'll obviously Defensive Player of the Year should be a no-brainer for it, but it's tough to give that award to a player that's not in the playoffs.
Why is Rodgers so good?
Because he relaxed. He relaxed what was 16, 17 weeks ago when everybody else was panicking. He's great. I mean, his command of the game, he's obviously understands everything a defense is trying to do. He's supremely confident. You could always see him carry that on his face, whether it's a good play, a bad series, a bad game. You know, when they lost the first game of the season, they got beat up pretty good. That's what you want to see as a player playing with a quarterback. He was just, when he took his time and spelled out relaxed. He was very relaxed when he spelled relaxed.
There's a T-shirt right there. As Aaron says, relax right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's just the way he plays. He has such command of what he wants to do. Knows exactly the position he wants. Much like Brady. Brady will always get you in a play to be successful. If he sees a defense coming and it's not conducive to what they want to do, he'll change the play, and it may be a 2 or 3 yard gain, but it's a successful play. Take very, very few negative plays.
Can you look and see and tell if somebody is using steroids or HGH? Can you, as a former player, just look the eye test?
So, I mean, no. I mean, it's very difficult. And you could hide a lot of things.
Because we don't care about it.
Some guys it sticks out though.
Yeah, but wait, why don't we care about the NFL if they do it? But we want guys to go to prison if they do it in baseball.
I think we do care about guys that do it in the NFL.
Do we?
Casual fans may not, but as a player,
Did
absolutely.
You? So if you're going against somebody,
absolutely, I cared. I want to know, and I'm not going to go tell on you, but can I say AWS on this show? But when I kick it, when I kick your butt, then yeah, I want to know it. I did it naturally, and you didn't. Listen, we're all in this thing together, and we're all trying to compete at a very high level. And I understand one person may be more gifted than the other, but let's not cheat each other. Don't cheat yourself and cheat the game. Play it the right way. Play it naturally. If you're not good enough, this game isn't for everybody. So,
why were you tempted
to ever use?
Yeah.
Heck no. First of all, I'm scared of needles. So unless they had it like in a Robitussin form, it wasn't going to work for me. And number two, I took, when I first came in the league, I was 240 pounds, really way different than any other defensive end that had been around for a while, and they didn't know if I was going to make it. Excuse me. But at 240 pounds, I tried for years to put weight on and get to 250. I think I got to like 244. Like I kept trying, and then maybe 2 or 3 years into it, talking to guys that were my teammates like Trace Armstrong and some other guys around the league were like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just take your strengths and use them and find the weakness in the player you're going against and accentuate your strengths. And you know what? I took such pride in being 240, 235 sometimes.
So
I was 232 one game in San Francisco. I got food poisoning before the game in San Fran. Went out and had 3 sacks and got player of the week. And I took a lot of pride in that. I was 232. My game pants were baggy. I had to go down to like a 32 for that game because I had lost so much weight during the week. But I took pride in being that small guy that can go all day. And I always took pride in being in shape, being in the best shape I could and wearing you out.
Strangest thing that happened at the bottom of the pile. Anything ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things that people ought not touch and do.
But it goes on. It's just a free-for-all.
All the time, yeah. When there's a scrum and everyone's diving on top and there's a loose ball and you see the refs trying to dig in there and get people out, like, yeah, there's.
But how do you know who you're grabbing?
You don't. Typically, they have a different color on than you. It should be a different color than what you have on. But
did you ever do this?
Ever do
grab?
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about everybody else.
Well, no,
we're not talking about me.
I know. But, so I
did I ever grab?
Did you ever grab?
I've grabbed and pinched, and to get the ball. The most important thing in an NFL stadium on a Sunday is that football. So whatever you have to do to get the ball, I never went overboard.
You didn't bite.
No, you have a face. I mean, you have a face mask on.
Yeah.
So if somebody puts their hands in, I have been bitten though. I have been bitten because I had no business putting my hands in somebody's face and like kind of grinding their face a little bit.
Who bit your hand?
I'm not going to say his name, but he played in Buffalo.
Offensive lineman in Buffalo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He bit me. It's my fault though. I shouldn't have been in there.
I'm going to give you a chance to get that extra half sack during the break with McLovin. Great to see you come by. Thank you,
man.
We
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it, Jason.
My pleasure.
Jason
Great place.
Taylor, former Dolphin All-Pro, now working for Pro Football Talk on NBCSN. McLovin, McLovin's going to put on the Oregon Duck helmet. Good luck with that.
That didn't work out well last night.
No, it didn't. All right, we'll take a break. If you're watching, you can see McLovin get punished. This is the Dan Patrick Show. We're back. And he got me.
How strong was he?
Oh, that's the best. I think the best tackle I ever played.
2 plays.
I mean, he was a third baseman at USC.
Was he?
Yeah. All right, so you're going to block.
All right.
Jay. He's going to get 2 chances to get that half sack to give him 140. Here's Elway.
It only counts as half a sack.
Yes,
if you beat me.
if he beats you.
Backing up.
Yeah, why are you backing up?
get
All
I don't
right.
have to start in a
So you got to get in the
Can I
stance.
start up?
Well, you're going to get in the tackle stance. However you want to do
You're
it.
playing left tackle, so put that foot up. Get away from the table. There we go.
Wait, I'm playing left tackle?
Yeah.
You're coming-
And here,
Coming this way.
here's Elway. You're going after
You gotta
Elway.
use your hands, though. You gotta put your hands
All
up.
right,
and shoot.
this isn't
Wait,
going to
can
go
I start up? Because
You
if
can
I
start
start
however
down
you
here, I
want.
won't
trying
get
to
up.
delay
You can start however you want.
McLovin, stop delaying. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, ready? Now you gotta
This
block.
it.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait. Where we going? False start. Are we going on Omaha?
We're going to go Omaha. I'm going to go on Omaha. No,
we go on
get up
Omaha.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Set. Omaha.
I moved. Flag. All right, come on, let's go. Come on.
Look at that stance.
Set. Hut.
Oh, that's one.
You did a good job, McLovin.
That was good. That was good. That was a little rough for me.
Now,
Sorry.
technique-wise, does a tackle want to turn around and do a 360 and come back?
I don't think you
Do
see.
one more time.
One more play, Dan.
Okay, one more time, real
That
quick.
was good. You should jump out a little quicker to block me to get out there.
Set.
Call a run play.
You should get out there a little quicker.
Set. Hut.
Never listen to it again. Never listen to it
You
again.
just crushed.
Where'd he go? He was on that side. Then all of a sudden he was on
You
that
did
side.
great.
Coming back.
Appreciate you coming in. All right.
Dude, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Good job, man. You all right? You suck.
You were here and then you were there. I don't know how that happened.
Thanks for coming in, Jason.
Thanks, man.
Pleasure. Thanks again. Be well.
Thank you, man.
You got it. Thanks again. Dan, thanks, man.
Good job, Andy.
You survived, man.